One, I hear this a lot in the classes I teach. Almost everybody comes to me and says, I've heard this, I've read this top tier psychic or energy worker said this. And that is that there's a hierarchy of psychic abilities. This is the most admirable, the most respected psychic ability. This is the high class psychic ability. This psychic ability is better than that psychic ability. That is not true. It's not true. It's all in how well you've developed it. It's not that one psychic ability is better than the other. It's how well have you developed that psychic ability. I had a student send me a newsletter that they got from some really well-known energy worker, and I think somebody who teaches psychic development. I'm not really sure. And this person said in this newsletter, if you're a professional or you're doing this in your everyday life, working with intuition, and you're working with clairsentience, then you're going to make mistakes. And you need to be working with, I think the two were claircognizance and clairvoyance, and saying that those were the two that were respectable. Those were the two that were infallible. Those were the two that you should aspire to. No! All of the reasons that were listed in that newsletter or article or whatever it was against clairsentience have nothing to do with that psychic ability itself, more to do with how well you develop it. Rant over. Okay, point number 2. This always comes up in classes, and most recently, a few weeks ago, I had 3 people in class, or 2, 3, no, I think that was when I had 3. And 2 of the people were working with like 2 or 3 psychic abilities, and this one person was only working with 1 psychic ability, and said to me, they're better at this because they're now working with 2 and 3 psychic abilities. They're better psychics because they're working with more psychic abilities. Also, not true. You can be an Olympian psychic and just work with 1. I have lots of friends and colleagues and know of some professionals who only work with 1, and they are brilliant with the 1 that they work with. They get the same amount of information, the same quality of information, the same type of information as someone who's working with multiple psychic abilities. So get that out of your head.